How you doing?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Yeah,
So we put it out there on Facebook
definitely.
that you're going to be here, that you're open to some questions, and
Yes, sir.
I've got them right here.
Okay, that's fine. Let's get to it.
And in case anybody posts while we're talking, we do have a feed up, so go ahead and post up some comments. So, number one, Mike from Louisiana asks, how has training at IMG helped you?
Gosh, that's a very broad question. It's helped me tremendously because our schedule here is so rigorous. So we start early, wake up around 6, 7, and start off with a little regen, trigger point, foam rolling, kind of get your body going. And then we go into a turf workout where we work on different movements, opening your hips, your upper body, your T-spine, just working on like your speed, just the way you move laterally and stuff like that, kind of like the movement of your body, just improving that to become a better overall athlete. Then we got an hour of conditioning where
I'm already tired.
It tells you what the deal is. You go into conditioning, and then you lift. You just kind of seal it all in and become stronger basically. And then we got a good hour on the court, just getting better. Then after that, you get lunch, you got a little bit of a break.
Yeah.
And then in the afternoon we'll have media training, brain training, depends on what that day is, nutrition on some days. Then another session of basketball, and the day's usually over around 8, so you kind of go from like 7 to 8.
Is there a break in the day ever where you can go and maybe take a nap or just kind of hang out or get caught up?
You do after your first basketball session and the afternoon session. That's like your break kind of.
Okay.
And but I've loved it. I've loved being here at IMG. Working out and really challenging myself and being with great guys.
Nice.
Great facilities. The coaches here, they're very knowledgeable.
Yeah.
The players here know what they want, what they're working for, and I just create that atmosphere where you want to get better.
Well, tell me about some of the other guys. Have you found that the competition is really good here?
Yeah, definitely. And the thing I like a lot is you have a variety of positions. So you have point guards, you got guards, you got forwards, you got center. So we actually get to play 2-on-2, 3-on-3, 4-on-4, 5-on-5.
Oh, nice.
So that actually helps because you can always work out 1 against 0. Just do it by yourself. And then when you get to actually compete with some officials, with a scoreboard and a shot clock, that makes it a whole lot more game-like, which is a lot better.
Well, let's talk about like in the beginning when you wake up.
Sweet.
First thing you do.
First thing I do, very simple. I pray.
Okay. Your faith is really important to you.
It is important to me. So I pray. Thank God that I woke up because I know there's not a lot of people that had an opportunity. Right. And then I do another thing. I'll either turn on some worship music or I'll turn on like a motivational speaker. Okay. I like to listen to podcasts and stuff like that. This morning I listened to Les Brown. He talked about like his energy signature. I think it was like a 45-minute podcast. So I'll listen to that, and then I'll do my daily reading, brush my teeth, shower, and get going.
Yeah, I do the Periscope, Les Brown, so like it gets a little message when it's like,
really?
boom, he's on right now and he's live, and you're just looking at his big head, and you're just like, all right, cool, you give us some little hearts. I just think that's fun. All right, well, I once heard you say in an interview that talent will get you noticed, hard work will make you succeed. And what I want to know is, where does that work ethic come from?
It comes from my family, my parents. I have tremendous respect for my mom and dad. They were born and raised in Nigeria. And, from a young age, they made that decision that they wanted better for their kids. They wanted a better environment, a better situation, a place with more opportunities. So they made that decision to migrate to Belgium. And the thing that was most, I guess, shocking to me was that both of my parents are well educated, but the jobs that they did in Belgium was far beyond the scope of capabilities.
Your dad was PhD?
Yeah, my dad was a PhD, my mom was a master's. Okay. My mom actually got a master's in marketing, and I did the same thing.
Oh, nice.
My dad's PhD in economics. But it was just really humbling to see my dad and my mom work so hard just because they wanted us as their kids to have better opportunities.
Yeah.
There would be times that my dad would wake up at 2:30 to go to work. He starts working around 3 a.m. So by the time that I wake up, my dad ain't home. And by the time that he gets back, I'm already sleeping.
Okay.
So but he never complained. You know, he'd keep working. You know, every time I'd ask him, I said, "Why are you doing this?" He said, "This is for you guys. You know, I love you guys. I want to give you guys the best opportunity to have a great future."
But how did that affect you as a kid? Dad's not home when you wake up. Like, did you understand what he was doing?
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Because I just knew the things that came with it. From a young age, my dad always told me it's not about you; it's about other people. You know, your life, I guess, expands in value to the degree that you add value to other people's lives, and that's something my dad really told me.
Say that again.
So your life expands in value to the degree that you add value to other people's lives.
That's good. I hope somebody wrote that down. That's pretty good.
And that's something my dad really, and my mom instilled in me on a young age.
Okay.
So I always understood, but the crazy thing was somehow my dad would always make it to my games.
Right.
Would always make it to my practices. So it wasn't like he wasn't around. He was very involved, actually. So to see him make all of that work,
the sacrifice,
all the sacrifice, the thing he told me was like, look, you have no excuse. You have no excuse to make whatever it is you want to do happen, because your dad is doing far beyond things that anybody would actually do,
right,
and he's making it work. So that you don't have no excuse, and that's something I just realized from a young age. I have no excuse. You know, if you want something, you got to go get it.
Yeah.
And it was crazy.
All right. Good. On Snapchat, you've got a huge following on Snapchat. You're a lot of fun to watch on Snapchat.
Yeah, it's growing.
There was a situation where you met an Alabama fan and just walk us through that. I want to relive that. That was a great story.
Robbie Freeman. I actually still remember his name.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Hey, Robbie.
So, Robbie, if you're watching, roll tide. But so it was interesting. I was at the airport. I think it might have been Phoenix Airport. Yeah, it might have been Phoenix. So I had missed my flight. Don't ever miss your flight, by the way. I wouldn't recommend that.
They don't just stop the game and wait for you?
No,
okay,
none of that. You just missed the flight. So I was just trying to figure out what to do, and I saw this guy, Robbie, just sitting on the floor with an Alabama shirt on. I was like, okay, that's probably the only person I have a connection with. You know, I went to Alabama, so he's like, hey, man, you're an Alabama fan? I was like, yeah.
And he didn't know who you were?
He had no idea who I was. So we start talking, and the more that we start talking, the more I realized this is actually a funny guy. So I started asking.
You just sat down next to him?
I just sat down next to him and started talking to him.
Okay.
And the further we got in our conversation, the more I realized he had no idea who I was.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, this is my moment to get some unbiased opinions
Right.
about the university, myself, basketball, everything. So I just took the opportunity. Yeah, so I asked him, I said, what do you think of the basketball team? And he was like, yeah, I don't really watch them that much. I said, why not? He said, well, they haven't been very good last year. And I was like, wow, appreciate that. You know?
My bad, man. My bad.
It was funny because he had no idea. You know, he had no idea, and I can't blame him.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Obviously, that's his opinion. I'm gonna respect that. But I was like, you sure? I said, they had a pretty good year this year. He said, yeah, this year they had a good year. That Coach Avery Johnson's turned it around. I'm like, yeah, I like Avery Johnson. I said, you met him before? He said, nah, I never have. Then I asked him, you know any of the players? He said, nah, I don't really watch basketball. I said, oh, okay, yeah, that's cool. I said, I heard they're pretty good guys.
That team captain, man, he's a hoot.
Oh my gosh, so it was funny, you know, kept on. He just went on and told me about his life and all of that, but I thought it was really cool how he just had the, I guess, pureness of heart to just talk to a random person.
Right.
You know, he didn't know me, he didn't know who I was, so he was just talking to me because I was just a random guy that wanted to talk to him, which I really appreciated because you don't feel like to a certain extent that's rare nowadays. You know, where you can just go up to somebody, talk and have a conversation, and you don't have to put your guard up. So I thought, if anything, even though it was funny, you know, I actually took something out of it. You know, I thought that's actually pretty cool.
Do you feel that is a lot of the Alabama culture that you can in Tuscaloosa? Did you feel like when you went there, people accepted you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitly. That Southern hospitality.
It's real?
Yeah, that's an actual thing. That's an actual thing.
I'm California, so they just run you over.
I mean, I was in LA last week. It was actually pretty fun.
Okay.
But I have some family out there, so that was cool. But
you have family all over the world.
Yeah, we're kind of spread out. Yeah, Nigerians, we move a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Southern hospitality is definitely a thing.
Okay.
And they welcomed me with open arms. You know, You know, it's funny because I was in the training room the other day, and they were asking me because I'm leaving. They were like, "Where you going?" I said, "I'm going home." They're like, "Wait, do you call Alabama home?" And I'm like, "Yeah, Alabama's home for me now."
Okay.
And they thought it was interesting because they thought I was talking about Belgium. I said, "Belgium's still my home." But I spent the last 5 years in Tuscaloosa and created great relationships, and yeah, I definitely look at Tuscaloosa as my home away from home now.
All right. Well, I got a question about that from Vivian from Alabama. How did you find yourself in Tuscaloosa with Alabama after growing up in Belgium?
So like my story about getting there, or just how did I like the experience?
Yeah, just maybe, answer whichever way you want. That's all it says.
So the way I got there was our former assistant coach, his name was John Brandon. He used to play professionally in Antwerp, Belgium. So the coach he played for was the same coach I played for my junior year and senior year in high school. So my dream had always been to play in the NBA. My dream was I want to be the best and play against the best. And obviously you have that opportunity in the NBA. So okay, I was like, that's what I want to do, to achieve my goals. So my opinion was, I think going to college was the best way to do so. So I wanted to go to college. So I told my coach. He called John Brandon. I was tremendously blessed that I had that, connection to, a marquee university as Alabama. And from one thing came another, and I got recruited by them. But like I said, man, just my years at Alabama, they've been. I always said everything that I needed. It was a tremendous learning experience. I truly believe I grew as a man of faith, and even as a basketball player.
Yeah.
But I really love my time at Alabama.
How do you want to be remembered by Alabama?
I want to be remembered. I would say as somebody that never gave up. My biggest thing is I'm always going to give 200% in everything I do. If there's one thing I want to be remembered, is that you could always count on me, and I was always going to give it everything I had.
Yeah.
I was never going to shortcut you. I was never going to do 9 reps instead of 10. I'm more likely to do 11 than 10. And just somebody that was just a winner.
Okay.
So I said, I like to be remembered like that.
Good. We have another one from Facebook. It says, this is Will Doe on Facebook.
Okay.
What are you looking for in an NBA team? Roll Tide.
Okay, sweet. Will Doe.
He's probably a fan.
Yeah, Roll Tide to you. Love your question. I say I'm looking for an NBA team is a team that provides opportunity to grow. I truly believe that I'm an unfinished project and that I have a lot of, margin to get better. And I'm just looking for an NBA team that has that culture and has the capabilities to allow players like myself to grow. Obviously not just me, but players like myself. And then as we go through the progression of the years and stuff like that, get on a championship team. The goal is always to be the best. You gotta beat the best. In order to be the best, you gotta win championships. And
Who's gonna win?
Who's gonna win
right now?
I'm waiting to see the game's tonight, right?
There's game 4 tonight.
Game 4 tonight. I can't wait to see it and see what happens. But because Cleveland came out swinging the last game, that was
and
impressive.
Kicking. And backflipping. Everything else they can do.
And spinning.
Man, that's good.
But yeah, definitely a team where we're just focused on getting better every day.
Okay.
Getting better every day and becoming the best we can be every day. That would be my ideal situation.
Got it. Amanda from San Luis Obispo said, tell me about the time you first watched ESPN and what changed you.
Oh,
how
goodness.
It changed you.
That's a funny story. I already know where she got that from. But when I first came here, obviously I didn't know much about the Alabama Heat. I came in the summer.
Is it much like the Florida Heat?
Yes.
Okay.
It's hot, blanket,
it's
too hot.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, don't want to come outside, basically. And I bought a TV before I even bought sheets. It was super interesting, but I wanted to watch ESPN because I'd always heard about it growing up. I'd never seen it.
Okay.
I've only seen it on YouTube. So, but the first thing I see on ESPN is the 30 for 30 called Broke.
Ooh. Yeah,
And I was like,
I know what you're talking about.
That's a great way to start. That's the first thing you say.
Everybody should watch that. Every athlete.
I'm here, my college basketball, I got hoop dreams, and then all I'm seeing is like, okay, where did all their money go? And
Gone.
yeah, that just completely changed me because from that moment I knew, okay, I don't ever want to be in a situation where, irregardless of the amount of money that I have, I put my family in financial jeopardy. So just seeing that, just hearing the stories of all those players, it just touched me and said, okay, look, I don't ever want that for myself or anybody else.
Right.
So that pushed me towards finance being my major and marketing my master's. I wanted to have that overall business, I guess, mindedness to know and make right decisions. So I don't ever put myself in a jeopardy, or even if I have the opportunity to help like one of my teammates, that look, finance my major, let me look at your accounts and I can help you in any way I can.
Now, as you get closer to the NBA, do you know people personally that have fallen in that trap?
Not necessarily. I do know some people with some lavish lifestyles, but not anybody that has really made that rise and fall. To the best of my abilities, if I see it, I try to tell them, like, you need to tone it down some.
Okay.
Instead of getting a $500 shirt, get a $70 shirt. They both look the same,
Right.
Yeah, to the best of my abilities, I try to help the people around me if I see red flags or anything like that.
Okay. So 12-year-old Retin is watching right now.
12-year-old, okay.
What advice do you give him?
12-year-old Retin. The advice I would give him is figure out what your why is. That's something I'll tell him. Because I heard one of the greatest quotes ever, and it says, a lot of people quit because their why to stop outweighs their why to keep going. And I think that's so powerful, because if you have a why that is strong enough to overcome any adversity, you'll find yourself persevering throughout anything that life might throw at you. Our coach always said adversity is going to come one way, shape, or form. It's coming. It's inevitable. But the only thing that you can control is how you perceive that, how you attack it, and how you move through it. And I truly believe that your why, or that reason why you wake up every day, that reason why I get up at 7 a.m. and I don't get home until 8, that reason is what keeps you going. And I think what happens a lot is so many people are so focused on why they would rather quit that they forget why they even started. That's why, like on my Facebook and my Twitter, like my header or whatever you call it, it says remember why you started.
Yeah.
Because once you can remember why you started, you can recreate that power, that will, that energy that you felt when you started, and that'll push you through whatever, I guess, I don't know, wall you're running into, adversity you're dealing with. So that's what I'll tell 12-year-old Retin.
Okay.
Just.
He says thanks. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome, 12-year-old Retin. Think of your why.
Let's see, we got one Facebook. Shout out to Shannon Moan.
Hey, Shannon, what's up? I hope she's watching.
You know her?
Posting questions. Yeah, we went to Alabama together.
Fantastic. Roll Tide. What's the toughest part of finding a team?
The toughest part about finding a team? The fact that you don't really get to choose.
Guess where you're going tomorrow.
That'll probably be the toughest part.
Okay.
But it's cool, there's certain beauty in uncertainty. The majority is because you can't control it. Once you can't control it, you have to really depend on, one, faith, knowing that God is in control of everything, but two, also know that the preparation and work you put in is sufficient.
Okay.
So I say that's the beauty in it. That come draft night, I don't know who's gonna draft me, but I know that I'm gonna put in the work to the best of my abilities to put myself in the best situation possible.
Right.
So irregardless where I'll go, I'm gonna give 200%. So I think that's the beauty in it, that you have to be able to accept change, accept different cultures, different cities, different lifestyle. Because I feel like that's how you grow. That's how you grow as a man and as a human being.
How important is your faith to you on the court?
It's tremendous. It's tremendous. My thing is, after every shot I point up, because my biggest thing is it's all for the glory of God. My Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat is covered with Soli Deo Gloria. It's Latin for to God alone be the glory. It's just a constant reminder of my why, for instance. I truly believe that God gave me this talent, and it's my duty to Him, my duty to this world, to nurture it to the best of my ability so I can perform whatever task God has for me. To do anything short of that would be a disservice to God and a disservice to humanity. Because I believe everybody has a task, everybody has a purpose. But in order to, I guess, fulfill that, you have to give it everything you have. And once everybody, I guess, commits to doing that, the world will be a better place. But we find a lot of people that don't want to go, that extra yard for their purpose. So, yeah, my faith is huge in my basketball. It also helps me. It helps me with just dealing with the stress and all the stuff that comes with it. It's a lot easier to play for the audience of one, being God, than to play for 20,000 people. It's a lot easier if you're, it's a lot of pressure. Maybe 5,000 people in the left corner want you to drive the basketball. Other 5,000 want you to shoot it, and other 5,000 want you to pass it. Well, I'm just playing for God, and I'm gonna give it everything I have, and He'll be happy with that. So it takes the pressure off. It helps me play freely, and it also helps me play harder. So it's been huge for me.
Good. What are you reading recently?
So I'm actually reading Lynchpin by Seth Godin.
Okay.
So thanks, Chris Hill is a chef out of Atlanta.
He's got some good books. I've read quite a few of his.
Oh, definitely.
So what do you learn about that one? Explain Lynchpin.
Lynchpin. So the idea of it is to be, I don't even know, is it indispensable? Is that the way you say it?
That's it. Indispensable. Yeah.
I'm working on my English, you guys. So the idea is to be indispensable, and it just challenges the way you think. How the education system has been set up in order to create people that fit into a certain mold, that just accept, and just obey by the rules in order to apply, I guess, fit in the factory system, and how that affects the economy and stuff like that. And it just challenges, like the idea of lynchpin, it challenges people to become lynchpins, to become indispensable, to channel their inner talent, their inner artist, their inner genius, and actually bring that out. So to a sense, it's basically challenging people to sit down, think about what did God bless you with, and go chase that with everything that you have. That's kind of how, I add a spiritual spin to it.
Yeah.
When I'm reading it, that's kind of like how I spin it.
It's hard not to.
Yeah, and I've really enjoyed it. 50 pages in, and I love it.
Okay. Cool. So do we have time for, are we good?
Sweet.
All right. I've got some rapid fire questions.
Rapid fire, okay.
First thing comes to mind.
First thing, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Being the head of leadership, I got to throw leadership in there.
Okay.
Right? So leadership is?
Influence. Yeah, influence.
Okay. Did you learn that in my class? Fantastic, because that's the first thing I teach.
Really? Oh yeah. I get bonus points for that.
Right there. Okay, everybody. See you later.
We're done for
That's
today.
good. No, fantastic. Okay.
Sweet.
Major crossroad in my life was?
Last summer. Yes, last summer.
Okay. We weren't there. So you didn't have to get
Yeah, major crossroads. So I don't know if it was a crossroad, but it was more like a turning point.
Okay.
So I went through a bad breakup with my girlfriend that I had at that time. Completely turned my world upside down. It helped me. We focus on the things that are important. We focus on the thing that that God was pointing out to me, saying like, you've been messing up there and there and there. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that was my major crossroad, because that just spun everything. In the sense, made a 180. I was focused on the wrong things, and God had to shake me up a little bit. A lot of bit. Let me say it's a lot of bit in order to get me on the right track. So that was a major crossroad.
It all comes down to
Hard work.
success is?
Ooh. That's a tough one for me. I'd say happiness. Yeah. I'd say happiness.
And that probably comes from dad sacrificing.
Yeah.
for your happiness.
Definitely.
That made him happy.
Yeah. So like what would make me happier than anything is to be able to provide them with anything that they need financially, emotionally, socially. If you can think of it illy, that would make me happier than anything.
Okay.
Just to be able to provide them with whatever that they want.
I want written on my tombstone.
He did everything for the glory of God.
Okay.
Yeah, I would like that.
That's good. That's good. All right. That's all the questions that I have.
Sweet.
If anybody got anything else on?
You have anybody else throwing any questions in there? Sweet.
Okay.
All right.
Well, it was a pleasure working with you.
Nah, the pleasure was all mine.
Hang out with you a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
Best of luck to you.
Definitely. And
how can people find you, follow you?
yeah, definitely. So I've been documenting my journey on Snapchat.
Tell me a little bit about that. Like, so you're documenting it. What do you mean? Like this whole journey?
Just everything. So like at workouts, obviously to the point that I'm allowed to. You know, I'll document stuff at workouts, at airports like Robbie Freeman, at IMG. There's really anything that has to do with going through the pre-draft process and just what life is like, and just the lessons that I'm learning through it. I'm documenting on Snapchat. You can follow me at SDG32. Says the acronym for Soli Deo Gloria.
Okay.
There it is again.
You're on Twitter as well.
I'm Twitter and Instagram at Obasohan. I actually like that. You know, so some Alabama fans came up with
I tried to
that.
get that one taken. I was like, who is this guy in Alabama that took my Twitter?
Yeah. So
Are you on Facebook?
I'm on Facebook.
Okay, but
So
you're more just a Snapchat and Twitter.
yeah, Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter. I'm more the mediums that I use.
Good.
And yeah, those are the ways you can follow me and follow my journey.
Fantastic. All right. Hey, we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
Being here.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.